This week we're spending some time with the 2025 Mercedes AMG GLC 63S E-Performance. This is a plug-in hybrid Mercedes AMG SUV, and I've barely spent any time with it already, and I really enjoy this thing. So let's take a quick little first impressions look. I can already tell, like, I love the color. Like, I like a Mercedes that has, a matte gray or a matte silver, we should say. It's very much a silver aero Mercedes. And I mean, an SUV has every right to be an aero if it moves this quickly. You can see I love the front end of this thing. Got the nice Mercedes badge right here, as well as the big Mercedes badge. Parking sensors, front-facing camera, you name it, it's here. Got a nice AMG badge there as well. If we move over to the side, though, you can see you've got really nice AMG wheels, and also massive AMG brakes, because this thing has got to stop because it's got power. I think it's got over 700 horsepower, not 700 horsepower, 700 pound-feet of torque. I think close to 700, though, 657 if I'm not mistaken. With the gas and engine combined, it just looks ridiculous. But honestly, from the side profile here, it looks kind of like it's trying to stay like a sedan, like a chunky sedan. And then when you get onto the back, you're like, okay, wait, this might be an SUV. This is actually probably an SUV. But it's cool. I mean, I really don't mind the design. There's quite a bit of area here between like the license plate and the Mercedes badge, but like I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. It's got a fat back end. I mean, that's just the only way to say it appropriately, I guess. But I like the fenders. I like the way it comes out. I like the quad exhaust here as well, and the little diffuser. It's very AMG-esque. Of course, we've got the badge right there, as well as the GLC 63S badge right here. We can pop the trunk, push in that Mercedes logo, and you've got a ton of space. I've got the case for the plug-in hybrid charger, because of course, like I said, this is the plug-in hybrid version, and a little bit of storage under the floor, not very much. You could maybe fit like a wallet back there or something, nothing too crazy. But yeah, really nice carpet, privacy screen right here as well, really clean looking. It's got like a little rear wing as well, you can see, that looks cool. I like that. It's actually quite a bit of a rear wing, all things considered. Usually we don't see too big rear wings anymore on production cars, so it's nice to have that. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. In this gray, it looks really good. One thing I'll tell you that I noticed already, though, is like I'm constantly like rubbing my legs on this. So I'm either going to dirty it myself or it's going to dirty me. I don't know how fun that would be in the winter, but for now, it's summer, and I'm going to keep this thing spotless, hopefully. And yeah, we're going to do this. But let's get this thing going. I said it was fast. I said I liked it already. Let me kind of tell you why. Okay, so out on the road now, Mercedes AMG GLC 63S E-Performance. It's such a long name, just to say that this is an AMG that happens to have a battery and an engine, and they combine for quite a bit of torque and quite a bit of horsepower. So yeah, this is definitely what I like to call dad fast, right? Because I've got a ton of speed, a decent little sound. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's definitely not a V8. Do I wish there was a V8 in here? Of course. I wish there was a V8 in pretty much everything I drove. That's never going to change. But, I do like it. I think it's like a 2-liter 4-cylinder. I think it's something like that. Like, it's not a big engine at all. And I think it's really aided by the battery here. But still, Mercedes knows what to do. I mean, we've had other 4-cylinders on the channel that have been just absolute little bullets of things that, knock your socks off. This is also one of those things that can do that. But what's cool is that, like, right now, I'm not trying to be a nuisance. I'm just driving through the town here. I'm in electric mode. Like, something like a V8 is just going to suck money and gas, even when I'm not trying to be, like, sporty and go all the time. This can just relax, chill right out, be just, like, basically an EV, because it's got a battery, and that's what I'm using right now. Like, I'm just on the battery, and as soon as I want to go fast again, I'm gonna put it into race mode, and I'm gonna absolutely let it go, and then I'll use the gas, and then I'll spend money. But until then, I don't have to. I think I really like that. I actually do think I really like that. Like, if I'm just going to get groceries for 5-10 minutes, I'm tired, I don't feel like making all that noise, or having my car shift aggressively, I just don't have to do it. And I can save money probably, because I'm going to charge this thing at home, and I don't even think you need a level 2 charger to do that. So it's like there's a lot of good stuff going on here, but I am coming up to a fast bit here, so let's go. It's going to fire up the engine, which again is seamless. I didn't even really feel it happen. I heard it more than I felt it, which is good. And yeah, let's just kick this. I'm awake now. I am awake now. Hello. Yep, turn my engine on too. Holy good, oh my God. When I tell you that fast, look, I've got all the SUV space. I got trunk space, I got rear space, I got enough space for a car seat, enough space for a front passenger, and it rips, okay? It absolutely rips, with no exception. It just rips. Just rips. Ha ha ha. Some of that is pumped in, absolutely, and I absolutely don't care. That's just what it is, you know? I don't care. It can be pumped in all it wants. That's fun. It sounds cool. Plenty of good visibility. Ride quality is really good. Like, I'm actually going to pop it over into, if I keep going here, this is what? So I got to go all the way over into individual mode, and then where I have the drivetrain and race, suspension and comfort, and the dynamics in like medium, because I'm not trying to die. And I notice I have like this boost button, which I can guess turn on or off, and I guess it makes it so that the battery could be boosted. Like I could get some assistance from the battery pack, which is cool. That's cool. I like the carbon fiber steering wheel, really cool. It's like Alcantara and then mixed with a really nice carbon fiber. Looks sweet, and it feels really good in my hands too. Put carbon fiber on steering wheels. Yes, I don't know if it would be heated up here or not, but definitely on the Alcantara parts it will be. And it's kind of comfortable. I mean, look, I'm in like sport mode, but I've got the dampening and comfort, and it's just riding the bumps just really easily. No problem at all. There's not a lot of shaking. There's almost no body roll in here. I don't know how they've managed to do that. They've kept it all so nip and tuck, so like in check. I noticed like on like smaller streets where like, you know, I'm changing directions quite fast. I don't know what that was. It just pegged across my steering wheel, but it was possibly a bird. Oh my God, that was really big. Anyways, the handling is really good. Not good enough, obviously, to avoid a bird at last second, but okay. It threw me off like crazy, that. But this is what it's like to live with it, right? This is what it's like to be a car driller. Sometimes you might hit a bug-sized bird. I don't know what that was. But yeah, like the change of direction is really good. I love the handling. Like it has an SUV like this has no business being that decent. I feel like definitely it's going to add some weight, maybe take away a little bit of performance, the fact that we do have a plug-in hybrid battery, and if you don't manage to charge enough, well, you're just not going to use it. You're just going to be using more of your gas engine to lug around your empty battery. That's always the case with plug-in hybrids. So far, I feel like the car's just kind of managing it itself. Like sometimes I notice the battery's like lower, and then now it's pretty much full. I guess because I'm using the engine a lot more, and so yeah. So I guess that's it's just doing whatever it wants, just kind of managing things for me, which is cool. The downshifts are quite nice. I will say that the braking feels a little awkward at times. Like sometimes the brake pedal like it doesn't have a lot of travel. Other times it does. It's the drive mode where it's trying to predict what I'm doing, and it's not doing it very well. But I mean, you know, that's the least of my complaints, honestly. So I'm excited to show you absolutely everything there is to show you. Interior, exterior, trunk space, you name it. If we haven't gone over it already, then we're gonna go over it there. First driving impressions are, this is dad speed. This is an absolute little bullet, an impressive AMG, and it's gonna be a fun week. It is going to be a fun week. This thing is a bullet and a half. My goodness. All right, so back outside, got the engine compartment open in the evening here. You can see it's handcrafted. I won't even attempt to say this name, but it's handcrafted by this person. So there you go. They did a great job. You can see like the size of the intakes here for cooling, and also you can see the size of the turbo. I think it has an electric turbo as well as a gas turbo. I think it has two of them, and the electric turbo basically spools up ahead of the gas turbo, and then you know it kind of eliminates a lot of that turbo lag that you see. But I love this engine cover. This is the biggest 2-liter 4-cylinder engine I've ever seen. You've got the AMG badge right there as well. You've got some like cooling stuff here, obviously, to kind of keep the heat out or in, whichever one they're trying to do in that area. And yeah, oh man, this thing looks really, really cool, and it just fires to just see this engine. And obviously we do have a motor in the rear that's mounted to the rear axle, but you're not going to see that because, well, we can't get back there. But so this is the closest thing we can see to motor and engine and all that stuff. But yeah, it's really, really good looking. I like that Mercedes does that. Let's actually give you guys a startup. So I'm going to close this. We're done with this. It's quite a lot of close. So the way that it starts up is interesting because it's going to start up in EV mode, which is good because I have a baby and I don't want to wake her up when she's sleeping. So that's nice, but it doesn't have any emotion when I'm in the parking lot. So check this out. So I'm going to do this, and now the vehicle is on. All right, you can see these guys loading up. That's about as much of a startup animation as you get. But then I can go into AMG mode and I can just, that kicks on the engine. That's almost like a cold start because the engine wasn't on at all. It wasn't primed. It doesn't do any preparation. Let's see how close I can get to it here. Sounds pretty good. And you can see we've got like AMG logos right in there as well. They look really nice. It's a quad exhaust setup. Oh man, it looks really clean at nighttime. Oof. Look at those lights. Let's see the fronts. I think the fronts are probably also on. Oh man. Oh yes. Oh yes. Look at this beast at nighttime. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love it. It looks so nice. You can see as well, like on the interior, we have the nice AMG badges that light up, which are really nice. It lights up right here. You can kind of see that. And then we have some nice ambient lighting here that's going to change. It's all around here as well, all around the front lights there. But look at this, halogens. Hello? Not even LEDs. That's kind of crazy. I noticed that like pretty early on, and yeah, that's nuts. But overall, it's pretty cool. Overall, I like this spec a lot. I really, from every angle, I like it. Would replace the halogens immediately, but that's pretty much it. But oh boy, look at that shot. I might have to take some pictures here. Actually, I'm gonna go do that and I'll pick it back up later. All right, so sitting inside the interior of the Mercedes GLC 63S. I have to say the whole thing the whole time so you know what we're doing. But anyways, I'm gonna take you through this kind of quickly. There isn't a lot of things to go over. It's relatively simple, sort of complicated, right? Because there's no physical buttons other than like the ones here on my steering wheel, because I have the AMG steering wheel, and like I've got this one to change the drive mode. And then these are like all haptic feedback like things that are okay if you don't mind that, but like if you really want physical buttons, you're gonna hate this. This is not gonna be good for you. But let's start from the door panel. So you kind of have like different sets of ambient lighting. I find it interesting how my gas button, or like the button to open the gas port, is right down here, and then also my trunk button. Like they're kind of far, but I mean doable, reachable, right? So that's okay. And then we have 3 sets of memory seat settings. I don't have the ventilated seat package, so you got to pay more for that. Go figure. I don't have any massage, or no, I do have the kinetic. That's not true. I have the kinetic stuff, so that's good. Of course, you got the standard stuff for the Mercedes where you can adjust, you know, the headrest from there. You can adjust the back. You can adjust the bottom, and then also you can adjust the little thigh adjuster and the whole seat up forwards and backwards, which is really nice. You can see it's kind of changing its ambient lighting as we go. I've got kind of like a nice carbon fiber trim right here. It's nice circular vents, very good. Also got the ability to control the lights right here. I've got the windshield stock, and of course the gear selector is also like a turn stock. Basically, it's pretty simple, nothing too crazy. Then you've got this really nice steering wheel. So I've got the one that has the carbon fiber package, and it feels so nice. A mix of Alcantara and carbon fiber. It feels just light enough to like feel sporty, but also heavy enough to feel like you're actually driving something. So it's perfect. I love these little buttons here, and these little, like, this is the ability to change my drive mode, so I'll take you through that in a second. Metallic paddle shifters up and down, very nice. Right now I'm in fully EV mode, so the engine is not on, so which is very nice. So I'm just sitting here absolutely burning no gas, which is something that usually happens because I idle a lot just to film these things for you guys. So you can see you've got the AMG logo here. So the haptic feedback here will kind of control the center gauge cluster, and you can have a bunch of different themes, you know, typical kind of Mercedes thing. I usually keep it in classic, but here I'll show you what we can do. You can have navigation, assistance, off-road service, the sport one, the super sport one, and the track package, but I usually just leave it in classic because I don't really need all that information. And then also you can control your heads-up display. I just keep that also in simple because otherwise it's just too much. Engine start stop button, you can see they've kind of grayed out the piece where on some vehicles it's the auto start stop right here, but since I don't really need that because it goes right into electric mode Anyways, then you've got the vents here, which does have some ambient lighting. It does that the cool thing where if I heat it up, it turns red. If I cool it down, it turns blue. Very cool. I like that. And then we come over here to our digital infotainment display. There's quite a lot happening, but also nothing happening at the same time because it's like simple, right? But like there's no physical buttons other than these right here, which are decent, but like they're still haptic. So it's like, do you like that? I don't know. Okay, that's Mercedes me. Okay, I was just like, what does that do? So you can open up like this little tray, and then you have, of course, your wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's there. You've got the settings, radio, charge, which you can see I'm at 73%, 90 or 9 kilometers. I'm gonna say 9 kilometers. Not too bad, not terrible. It actually charges itself because I drive it in sport mode, so it just kind of recharges the battery by itself. You got settings here as well. This is kind of like going to take you through everything, but everything's like nice and laid out. I don't feel like I'm looking for anything here. I've got lighting, I've got systems, I've got apps and info. Like it's all here. It's all like decently laid out. So I don't really mind that too much. And then also you can have a performance page. It's kind of the same like AMG stuff that you're used to seeing, just with like a pretty big SUV. And I don't mind it. And I've got the track pace as well, because obviously if you can take this thing on the track. You probably would want to. I think it would be pretty fun. And then, yeah, so you've got like different buttons down here. So I've got a 360-degree camera, a very detailed one. There's a whole bunch of different angles and stuff like that. So I can also change it, and that is very detailed. I have a quick button for the charge, volume control. If I click here, it'll take me directly to like some of the actual vehicle settings, the quick ones anyways, that you can do. And you can also ask the vehicle to do it for you. I won't say it because she'll interrupt me again. And then if I click this AMG button, this is where you're going to kind of customize things. So like you can customize your individual mode. I can turn on like an active sound, turn it off, traction control on or off. So you can see as I flip through on my steering wheel here, if I go into EL, that's electric. Battery hold will kick on the engine or just hold the battery. Individual, this is my individual settings right here. You also have a slippery. We can go back to electric, which will shut the engine off. Comfort usually just shuts the engine off and turns it on when you want to. Sport turns everything on. Sport Plus, and race. And you can kind of hear the exhaust note changing slightly. It's got a decent exhaust note. So yeah, that can all be controlled through right here, but I'll leave it in comfort for now just because we are going to talk about it a little bit. So you can kind of flip through things, and then you can also have your settings select. So that you can change what's on here to display here. So you can have a boost button on this one, or like you can have it really bring up anything, right? Like I can have it bring up sound, front view, rear view, 3D view, whatever you want. You can just kind of one click it, and that'll be that. What is this? I don't even know what this does. Okay, well, there it is. All right. So there's some things like I don't even know what they do yet. It's just like there's just a lot. There's just a lot going on. Then you got like this huge slab of piano black, which isn't nice. I wish this was here, and I think you can spec it so that you don't have this big piano black slab. It's not nice. It's gonna get fingerprinty and disgusting. It already is, and it's bothering me. I like this nice cubby though for the wireless phone charger and the cup holders. You got more storage in here as well, which is always nice. The AMG seats are pretty cool. You can see I've got the AMG badge on the seats right there, AMG over here as well. And then we've got the Burmese terminal. I don't think I'm saying that right, but we got a really nice sound system in here. Passenger seat, of course, gets the same treatment as the driver. 3 sets of memory, heated seats. And what's weird, I do have heated steering, but in order to do that, I can go into comfort and you'll see it, I think. Yeah, heat setting. So when I turn my heated seat on, then the steering wheel comes on. There's no button or anything. Like I know in some Mercedes there's a button for it. Not here. You got to, if you turn the heated seats on, the steering wheel will come on, or I think you can ask the vehicle to do it for you as well. All right, so there's the front seat. Let's quickly show you the back seat before we run out of daylight. But this is my driver profile. I am 5'11" for reference. I'm not going to move the seat up. The seat's not going to move up at all. Let's see how well I fit back here. Baby seat fits back there very nicely. Let's see. I step in here. It's yelling at me because it wants to shut off. But anyways, I got vents back here, got ambient lighting. I've got just enough headroom, but look, foot room and knee room for days. And this is exactly how I'm comfortable. I didn't change it or anything. So, and you can see, hopefully you can see, headroom, really decent as well. So I'm super comfortable back here. The seats are hard. The seats are like rock solid, I'll tell you that much. Not the most comfortable things in the world. Like BMW kind of does that better. They take account into back seat and they do it really well. Mercedes, not so much. So there's that. But still, it's okay. I'm usually driving in one of the front seats, which are very comfortable. No problem there. So that's it. There you go. There's your quick little interior tour of Mercedes GLC 63S. I'll pick it back up later. All right, so back in the car once again. It's completely quiet because we are currently in EV mode. So let's change that. And let's wake up the engine and go into individual mode. The fun mode, right? Which is kind of my mode. So now, like, basically the engine didn't start at all because I drove from home all the way to here. So the engine did nothing. It didn't start at all. So now it's basically just idling. And it's going to probably recharge my battery because it's pretty low, my battery, actually. But still, I think we're going to be good here. I'm just waiting for it to come on up. Let's go. It's actually giving me more range as it's interesting. It like charges the battery so that way it can deploy it. That also is in turn giving me more range, sort of. I guess it's kind of like a trade-off, right? Because I'm doing one and the other. So I'm just going to wait for it to warm up here, and then we're going to go because I want it to be full performance. There we go. The idle comes down. It was like, so I've been in the car the whole time. I've been driving it the whole time, but just the engine hasn't had to kick on once. So it's like it's got to warm up a bit to actually get the performance out of it, I think. So I just wanted to let it do that. It's still coming up in temperature. I do want to try to launch it. I haven't tried that yet, and I think it's something I absolutely need to try before the end of the week here. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna drive around. I'm gonna talk to you about the driving dynamics and stuff a little bit, and like just how fun this thing is to drive, basically, because that's literally what it is. It's just so much fun because it rips so hard all the time, on demand, no matter what, where, when. It doesn't ask questions. You know, this Mercedes just goes. I mean, it just, and it's like, oh my, I'm already at like basically highway speeds. A little bit more of a push there, and I'm doing like highway speeds. I could merge onto the highway and just like match anybody, which is crazy fast. And it's like, this is an SUV. This is like a family SUV. I can fit 1 to 2 kids in here, plus my wife, very comfortably, and have still a ton of space in the trunk. This is what's impressed me the most. And also, handling. It's got no body roll. I don't know what kind of magic suspension tuning or like on-the-fly thing that they're doing here with this, but it should be illegal, because what in the world? I shouldn't be able to take an SUV and just like change directions in any corner like I can do. I should not be able to do that. But yeah, here we are. I can absolutely do that. It's like, what in the world? It's the coolest experience ever. And this steering wheel, carbon fiber on a steering wheel, I've never experienced it before. And now I'm spoiled. I never want to experience anything else. Leather, what's that? You know, it's like, I've got Alcantara and carbon fiber. It's probably some of the 2 best materials on a steering wheel. How's the Alcantara going to age? I don't know, but you do have some spots where you could just hold on to the carbon fiber, and I don't think that'll age. It might get scratched up over the years and stuff, but I'm sure there's some polish and stuff that you could probably do to it to make it nice. I'm sure Mercedes has at their dealerships a thing. That's another thing. Speaking about Mercedes dealerships, I definitely would not want to be driving around in this thing without a warranty, because I feel like they've packed so much tech in here with the battery, and like this is a smaller engine. I mean, it's not a V8, right? But it's outputting like so much power. They've somehow like injected this engine with steroids, and it's just, you know, and if it fails, I don't want to have it out of warranty, because I don't want to know what that bill looks like when it does fail. I think it's a when, because these things, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you can beat on them, and I'm sure you're buying it to beat on it, but like, if it can do like that and really speed, that wasn't a very good pull there, but if it can do like just crazy stuff like it's able to do, you best believe it can brake the same way. And yeah, I don't know reliability wise. I hope it's okay for people that are owning this, but if you have a warranty, I'm pretty sure you're fine. I also love how comfortable it is. Like it can be firm at some points. Like if I drive over an absolute crater of a pothole like we have here in Quebec, yeah, I feel it. I mean, there's very few vehicles that could actually like delete and make me not feel like I'm driving on a crappy Quebec road. There's very few. Basically one, and it's Range Rover. Any Range Rover can basically do it. And yeah, so it's hard to get that though out of a car that wants to do both. Wants to be sporty, and it wants to be like sort of luxurious, but mainly I feel like the sporty vibe is more here than anything else. It doesn't have like, the exhaust doesn't have like a meaty sound like a V8 would. It's kind of more refined, a little bit more trumpety, but it's still there. They still made some type of effort to not make it all like a pumped in experience. Also, my brakes squeak. That's how you know it's a performance vehicle, because I've got big brakes and sometimes they squeak. And that's okay, because the vehicle can do that. The brakes can squeak all they want. I know people are probably going to look at this car from the outside, hear the brakes squeak, and go, oh my God, that's a very expensive Mercedes and the brakes are... You don't understand performance brakes. I've had a couple of vehicles at this point with performance brakes. Almost all of them at some point or another during the week have started squeaking or making noise. It just is the way it works. It just happens. All right, so I'm going to try a launch in this thing. I think I know how to do it. I think I have to be in race mode. Come to a complete stop. Make sure there's nobody behind me. Here we go to a complete stop here. Foot fully on the brake. Mash throttle. It says not possible. Why? Or is it because it's on hold? Wait. Take it off hold. Oh, there we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Whoa. All right. So yeah, I don't, that was kind of nuts. That's kind of crazy that it could just, oh my God. It kicks into second gear and then just kicks my butt. I mean, oh my God. That's just like, I actually needed a second, like, to collect myself, because once it gets going, it's like, whoa, okay, hang on a second. Oh my God, that's fun. And again, family SUV. Family SUV, okay? That's something we need to drive home here. This is a family SUV. I fit all of my things in my baby, and everything fits in here, and it rips like that, and it handles like it does. Like, what is going on? What planet do I live on that this can happen? It's crazy. So I'm going to park it up here, and I will pick it back up a little bit later. I think I've got a couple more launch control sessions in me, so I will see later. But oh my goodness, I love this vehicle, and I'm not going to stop driving it. I'm just not. I can't. I won't. This week I'm going to drive it until my pants fall off. I don't know. I'm going to drive until something happens, you know? I'm just going to keep going. So I'll pick it back up later. All right, back outside one last time with the Mercedes GLC 63 SE. I hate that I'm saying that, because I would like to never bring this car back and just keep it. I mean, it fits all my needs, family-wise, spatial-wise, trunk space, and it absolutely rips, and it's a hybrid. So like, I can kind of have that duality, and it's comfortable. I mean, it just keeps going, right? It just keeps going. And yeah, I just really, really like it. And I've got like this really cinematic little space here. I'm kind of by myself in this park in the early morning, and perfect time to take the camera out, film some cinematic stuff, hopefully. And yeah, this vehicle has just been awesome, 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 awesome. There's no other way to describe it other than that. It has been a joy, a pleasure, if you will. I love the horsepower and torque numbers. Even if you don't get all 671 horsepower all of the times that you do, or the times that you get even 600, 550, 580, whatever it is, this thing is awesome. Like, even if you don't get all the horsepower all the time, I just think that it is cool to drive, cool to live with, easy to live with as well. Sometimes sports cars or sports SUVs are not always the easiest, because you have to make a compromise. In this one, there's not too many that you really have to make. So as usual, let me know what you think of the GLC 63 SE. What do you think of the spec? What do you think of the overall vehicle? It's over 125 grand. Are you buying it, or are you just looking at it? I mean, that's it. I wish I was in a position to buy it, because this is like one of my top performance SUVs that I've ever driven, and possibly the quickest SUV that I've ever driven. So yeah, it's been really cool. I love it. I don't want to say goodbye, but we will. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this vehicle. If you want to see more Mercedes just like this, I got my shirt on today. It's a great time. So yeah, I'm going to go enjoy the little bit of time that I have with it left. See you next week. See you in the next car. Take care.